Hi guys, Ziando here with Arena gameplay. It's Arena Friday, so I put about 3 games together here. We're going to go through some Arena gameplay. I play with a Destro Lock, Val4, as you guys have seen in my previous videos. He's pretty good about not dying, which is good for him, I guess. For the most part, most of these videos are going to be everybody trying to kill me, because in the lower brackets, people haven't learned that if you kill the Warlock, it's probably better. In this particular video, they do target Val4, which turns out to not benefit them either, because I can do just as much damage as Val4, but it's more spread out. And Val4 only needs 25% to murder somebody, so... anyhow, we are in Runes of Lordaeron. Runes of Lordaeron, it's a really terrible map, in my opinion. People can argue that it really depends on what you're playing. As far as the Boomkin goes, it's good because I can kite around the coffin all day, but if you play anything else... It sucks, especially if you're playing like a melee or something slow. Like Val4 is having a hard time, and he hates Runes of Lordaeron because he cannot just make it around. He can't get around the coffin. It sucks for him. So we normally stick around the doorways and try to keep them away from the middle as much as possible. That way we just have a little bit more space. You'll see as I play here, I definitely try to move away from the paladin as much as possible, because the last thing I want to do is be get hit with blinding light. And I try to keep 20 yards out so that he has to actually move to me in order to stun me. And right there, he silenced me, and you immediately saw me Displacer Beast, mostly because I wasn't being targeted by the DK, so I had a Displacer Beast to waste. I keep trying to push him into that hallway, because I know if we can get him into the hallway, I can lock the Paladin out here, and we can just straight up kill the DK right away. It doesn't work out that way. The kill comes here pretty quick. But this is a... this is a longer fight, but we do get a lot of... We actually prefer to fight healer DPS comps, because it's a lot easier on us. Between my off-healing and Val4 survivability, we're pretty much able to take on any healer DPS comps and win. We really have a hard time right now against rogues. They just are countering everybody pretty much because of Shuriken Toss, and just their ability to close gaps really quickly. So those suck. But here I am. I silenced the DK because Val4 was going to die, or he said he was going to die, and I just wanted to keep the DK silenced. That way it locks him out of all his spells. He couldn't do anything to Val4 right away, and we kind of could keep him away from Val. So right here I'm just keeping the DK away from Val4 so he can cast, because he needs room, and he kept calling out for room. I'm not really focusing too much on doing damage to the Paladin. I'm just making sure my dots stay up. Then I use Star Surge procs, of course, on whoever I decide at this point. I'm just trying to spread the damage around to put some pressure on the healer right now. So I push the Paladin way back here. I can't really lock him back here. I don't have Solar Beam. All I have is Typhoon, which I can interrupt a spellcast, but most of the Paladins, they got quite a few instant cast spells that heal for just as much as their regular heal, so... Typhoon's really useless against anything except for a shaman nowadays. So we keep fighting it out, and Val4 at this point is like, oh, if he switches to you, then I'll be able to kill him. And the DK wasn't switching, and we were just kind of waiting, because once he figured out that Val4 wasn't going to die unless he killed the DK, and here it is. Here's the switch right here. So he switches onto me, and I can kite like a boss, so I wasn't too worried about it. And Val4 just gets to unload, and he didn't necessarily need to unload. I had my cooldowns up, so I could have just locked somebody up, and this is where I pop everything. So here I just start mass casting on everybody, and my dots are hitting like monster trucks. So I know we're focused on killing the DK here, and that's all it took right there. The Paladin backed up so he wouldn't get killed by Val4, and he line of sighted his DK, and we got an easy kill on the DK at that point. You will notice that's the end of the game. So it was a good fight. They put up a good amount of damage, but we were able to out-damage them in the end, and just outsmarted them and played off of them making mistakes, which is how arenas are normally played. Alright, so now we're in game 2. This time we're in Nagrand. Nagrand, I normally split off from Val4, just because I don't like... If they're going to focus on me, I want them to come towards me. If they're going to focus on Val, then I want them to obviously go that way. If I get an opening to pop all my cooldowns, I can actually use Nature's Vigil to pretty much heal up anybody. And at this point, they're concentrating so hard on Val that they're not paying attention to me, so I get to pop all my cooldowns on these guys. And Hunters, they get ate up by dots, because the deterrence doesn't make them immune to dots. So Here I am. They're trying to CC me as much as possible, but I've already done so much damage, that it doesn't matter. So the Hunter, he's got Stampede up. I used Vortex to get Stampede off of Valfor. I also use Typhoon to slow him. That way Valfor can get some distance. And as soon as Stampede drops off, I just immediately start CCing this pet. That way this Beastmaster Hunter can't do anything. So there's a Hibernation, and we're just going to shoot this Hunter and just clean him up real quick. For the most part, this comp is going to kill more teams than it won't kill. It really depends on how they open. So, alright, that's the end of that game, and now we start in Sewers. This one's against a Mistweaver Monk and a Frost DK. Mistweaver Monks definitely received a buff, and Frosts, or DKs in general, like, a lot of people are playing Unholy because they can stay in Blood Presence, and they have a pretty good healing, and their Necrotic Strikes they hit pretty hard. Or they affect healing and overall just fuck-uppery, I guess we'll call it today. Pretty bad. So here Valfor is just trying to kite the DK as much as possible, and he's having a hard time. And as you see, he's about to die. He's going down, so I just immediately start healing as much as possible. I give him my rejuve. He uses his rejuve, and I just start mass casting. And now I'm like, I just got to get the pressure off of Valfor, and I need to just open up a can of whoop ass on these other healers and such. So the DK tries to pull me in twice into anti-magic zone, and I'm just going to try to lock them up as much as possible. Now here's where the monk makes a mistake. He decides he's going to go, he's trying to Fist Weave, and Fist Weave is very, very expensive, for those of you that haven't played a Mistweaver yet. So he runs out of mana pretty quick, just trying to beat the shit out of me, and he has to go drink, which is perfect for us, because that's all we really need. We only need one opening, and then we can kill pretty much everybody. And you'll see me here, they switch to me, and I immediately, this is a good video, because I immediately just start shifting and shaping all over the place, and Valfor's a good backup, because he's got that stun, so he slows him, and then DK already used his grip on me, so I knew I had a little bit of time, and I immediately start just mass healing, and I use Overalls, which is called Unending Resolve. It's not called Overalls, but Unending Resolve is great. I get it up from Valfor, and it makes me immune to interrupts for 12 seconds. It also reduces all damage I take by 50%. So it's probably the most awesome cooldown you can get. And it's really good against something like a DK that has 2 or 3 interrupts or silences. Or any other class at this point, including monks. Monks have pretty good silence as well, with their spear hand strike or whatever it's called. Now the monk goes back here behind the boxes, and this is where we got to unload on the DK, because the monk was going to try to play LOS, and we love it when people try to play LOS on us, because all it takes is a really good place, Solar Beam, bam, and he's stuck, and here goes the DK. He did pop AMS, but then he ran over there into the beam, and he got screwed. Valfor takes the kill. And all I did was basically Cyclone and lock up the healer. That way we could get enough damage off, so that the rest of the team would be affected. Alright, so that's the arenas for today. And thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and hit me up in-game or hit me up on YouTube. You guys have a great night.